My fiance's mom told me I should not have any opinion on my wedding dress because it's her son's wedding. I, 23 female, and my fiance, 27 male, started dating last December. He approached me on Facebook and we instantly felt the connection toward each other. He proposed to marry me after 2 months of dating and asked my dad for my hand. In our culture, if someone likes someone else, they go directly for marriage and our parents must be involved. Now he has a decent job and I'm unemployed. So clearly he has to provide for both of us at this stage. But his earnings isn't enough for both of us. My dad always was showing concerns about this issue. Also, I want to move abroad and he has family bindings, as in our culture it's mandatory to look out for our parents. Despite all of this, I agreed on marrying him because he seemed like a genuine person. He really likes to spoil me and did things for me that only a gentleman would do. In my culture, the bride goes for wedding shopping with the groom's family and vice versa. They never cleared their family traditions. But his family didn't bother to tell me about any of this and went for a shopping day before my final exam without telling me. I had previously said this so many times to him that I wanted to be included because it's my big day and I really had a vision of what I wanted to wear on my big day. I feel like this doesn't even need to be addressed. But okay. The fact that you have to address it is cray-cray. But they didn't take me. Also, on that day, my fiance called and told me he would video call me to show me the dresses. I really got upset and I was studying at that moment, so I said I won't be available. Now that's when he lashed out on me and said things like,
"Now, do we have your permission to visit a mall?"
I was really hurt and stopped talking to him. Till the day of my exam, I didn't pick up his call or reply to any of his texts, as I was really upset hearing those kinds of mean words from him. I couldn't believe that came out of his mouth because clearly he was never like this, not even once. He called after my exam was over and he said he wanted to meet and talk, but I said, "I'm breaking up with you," and I went home. After some time, he came to my home and apologized. He made sure that he would try to change the dress by talking to his mom. I calmed down after crying a lot. I've been crying for 2 days straight continuously, and he didn't even call, claiming I had my final and all. Now his mom called after he left my house and was very rude to begin with. She told me she'll be changing the dress and I have to adjust. She also said I should not have any opinion on my dress as it's her son's wedding. It's not in their family tradition that the bride picks her choice of dress, and they've never mentioned that beforehand, whereas my dad has always told our tradition to them. And hung up the phone and she didn't even let me say anything. Then she called my fiance and said I was being rude. The next day she called my dad and said I should be slapped on the face. And she needs to rethink about this whole marriage situation. Now I'm really confused if I should actually get married to him, as in the last conversation he says he can't leave his mom and he loves her the most. He did say this to me, but never mentioned that I'd have to try to get along with her as well. I've been really overstressed since this all began, and I really want to get some help regarding this incident. Also, key points to be noted. 1, I won't be having even a bare minimum life for a long time, at least 2 to 3 years. 2, they'll never probably consider how I've been brought up, and I have to adjust all the time. 3, I don't know if I'll actually love him in the long run, as I've had a history of losing interest after a huge chaos. We've never argued before. 4, he won't probably settle abroad as his family, especially his mom, is his priority. 5, I have to always manage his mom, and his mom will always throw a tantrum fit, probably as she has a history of doing that. 6, he's really in love with me and willing to do anything for me, but probably won't chip in when his mom is in the picture. 7, clearly I've been wronged and framed to fix things, and I have to apologize. Is it really worth it? This is hella weird. You're literally just a prop in your own, marriage. Some people in the comments are saying it's interesting that these traditions were never mentioned before. They were probably made up to give mommy what she wants. Interesting speculation. Great comment here. I'm not from your culture and may not understand it too well, but I can tell you that a man who says he'll do anything for you yet doesn't stand up to his own mother in regards to you isn't a man I'd want to spend my life with. You are already sad, stressed, and miserable over the situation, and you're not even married. And it doesn't seem like you'll be allowed to ever make your own family traditions or have a voice in important matters that concern you and your marriage, when his mother is ruling everything already. There's only one queen bee in this family, and it's her. So if you're happy to live with always being second best, never having a voice, always being not only outvoted but also treated poorly for having a different opinion to hers, then sure, get married. But if you want some freedom of expression in your future life, if you want to make decisions for yourself and be involved in the decision making for your own family and future children, if you want to feel respected and be heard, then now is the time to call off this wedding and get on with living your best life. This guy isn't going to give that to you. He's already showing you the life he expects you to be happy with. I don't even really think that this is that great of a deal for you, babes. Like, he doesn't even make enough for the both of you. I'm just saying, like, I don't really see much of an upside for you. Listen, it's also terrible either way. But it would be one thing if, you know, you were entirely taken care of. Like, you did not have to lift a finger. You lived the life of a princess. You know what I mean? It would be one thing if you had that and you were willing to make compromises to have that. But like, you don't have that. Am I right? I feel like I'm right here. Okay, so we do have a couple of updates. Oh, this isn't over yet, bestie. OP updated. I've read all your comments and thank you so much for the support. I have to make some things clear here. In our religion, we have to obey our parents to the fullest. Even if they're wrong, we have to be polite and humble while saying something is not right. We are both South Asians. He has never been into any proper relationship before. I'm the first one who he dated. We're both from a different family status. I've always lived in a city where he's from a village. We both wanted to avoid haram things, which is why we both wanted to get married as soon as we found each other by understanding for each other. By abroad, I meant a first world country where education, especially engineering, is easier to make it into a career. And lastly, in our religion, wives are not bound to please her in-laws. She just has to take care of her husband and child and keep a good relationship with her paternal and maternal family members. He said to me that he wants to keep his mom as his priority, but a close friend of mine said that after marriage, the dynamics change and his family should be his priority, i.e. his wife and children. My fiance also told me I have to apologize to his mom to make things work. It is common practice in our country that the in-laws are very troublesome and their wives have to chip in. I don't know where things will go as I've let my parents and elder siblings decide things for me, but as soon as a decision comes, I'll keep you guys updated. It is really hard to give, advice because I'm from a first world country. So like, I don't necessarily have the right to tell someone what to do and what not to do when it's cultural. A situation is obviously there's cultural undertones, but I feel like he has to learn, like for the next person that he dates and hope maybe marries, he has to learn that like, that's not how it works. So we have one final update, which is quite satisfying indeed. The wedding has been canceled. I don't know how to recover from this. I'm feeling uncomfortable in my chest every second, but it's true that I've dodged a bullet. Also, I'm pretty and still young, so there won't be any less options for me. And like I've said before, it's not really like you've invested all that much time into this person. I understand you're upset now, but like, you'll be okay. He sent me a huge paragraph where he said he's sorry and he couldn't stand up for me against his family. I do feel guilty because I've had my family members involved and so much money has been given to different vendors that are non-refundable. But at the end of the day, I'm happy I've taken my own stand and grown a shiny backbone, even though it stings a bit. Thank you for the support. Pray for me that I can do better in the upcoming future and get a life where I won't be in pain much. I think that's the bare minimum, babes. I understand that you're you're feeling some type of way about the money being lost on the wedding and stuff like that, but like better, money lost in this respect than a lifetime of like issues. Like you bought your freedom. Small price to pay. It seems heavy now, but you will look back on this with so much relief. You know when you're gonna look back on this? When you are sitting around with your future husband and children and you're so incandescently happy and you think back to that guy that you almost married and his mother who you also almost married and you're like,
Wow, I almost didn't have this.
God, I love a happy ending.